evening. Thank you for joining us for our Spotlight information event with catering and hospitality. We've got loads of great content coming up for you guys tonight. We're going to be hearing from Duncan, our curriculum manager in the area, and we will be showing you a dedicated Gravesend campus tour, along with a dedicated catering and hospitality video as well. And then we will end with live Q&As. So please feel free, if you've got any questions, to pop them in the comments below, or if you're on Zoom, then please obviously pop them in the Q&A box as well. So I'm going to pass you over to Duncan now. Over to you. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Duncan Wheatman. I'm the curriculum manager for the Culinary Academy, which is our new name for hospitality and catering. So I'd like to ask any questions. I'm going to talk a little bit about our courses and our programs that we offer. So I look forward to seeing you soon.
Perfect. Thank you, Duncan. So as I said, we will have some videos coming up now. So I will play you the Gravesend dedicated campus tour, and then it will move straight on into the dedicated catering and hospitality video as well. So please enjoy. Thank you.
I find it really creative because with the dishes, you don't just shove it on a plate like you would at home. I mean, I don't know if you do it at home, but like you have certain places where you put it on the plate and you could be really fun with all the different colours and the different flavours. I feel as though we've got our own like little family because we all communicate, we all do our own bit, as well as in the kitchen because like you're all together and you're all like communicating. And then with other courses, you meet other people and you build on like friendships and all that. After I've done like level 3, if I get into it, then I want to go into university and then do hospitality management, where you get to go on like cruise ships and so many fancy restaurants.
over to you, Duncan, to now speak about the curriculum offer we have at North Kent College.
Hi, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and the information that we've given you about the Gravesend campus and a little bit there about the Culinary Academy. As I said before, we changed our name probably about a year ago from Hospitality and Catering to the Culinary Academy. And that was really based around, you know, what a great job we did with students, getting them through programs, but also getting them into employment in some really nice restaurants and catering businesses. You know, we offer a sort of variety of courses, but they're based around curriculum, diplomas, and things like that. So we offer our professional chef's diploma and also an advanced professional chef's diploma. And also for front of house, we offer a food service diploma, moving on to a professional food service diploma. So they're sort of study programs that we look to run over around 2 years. So each year you'll gain a qualification from there and then moving on up. So dependent on what your maths and English grades are, you could come onto our full diploma course in your first year, or you could come on to one of our certificate-based programs. We'll work on your maths and your English, and then you'll move on to the diploma program for the following year. So I've talked a little bit about levels, entry requirements. Really, your main entry requirement is a real passion to work in hospitality. You know, we don't set really high grades for our courses. If you've just got that energy, you know, to actually go on to a hospitality career in the end, then we can mould you along there. We do, you know, insist that you work on your maths and your English. Ideally, if you can come in with 3s or 4s in your maths and English, that will help you get fully onto our diploma program. If you get something you don't do quite so well in your maths and English, and you can start on our certificate program. All our students in the first year will work doing the same types of units and the same experiences. So you'll all work in our fully functioning restaurant that's open to the public. And you will also work in our canteen that serves all the students on the Gravesend campus. You'll work both in the kitchens and you'll work front of house. So that allows you to sort of specialise in your second year, whether you prefer working with customers or you prefer doing the cooking out the back. So from your second year, that's when you will be looking at either the professional chef's diploma or working onto your food service diploma on there. How can you apply? It's really easy. If you just go onto the website, you hit that landing page where you can apply for a course, look for, you know, search for catering and hospitality, and then it'll take you to our Culinary Academy site where it will show you our range of programs that's available on there, and you know, the programs you can move on to in later years on there. Okay. If you're you know, with the fact that if you're not that conversant with doing things online, you can, you know, give us a call through our hotline, and even, you know, you could message us through our social media. If you just search for Culinary Academy at North Kent College, you know, I do have a few prospective students that will come through and ask many specific questions, or how do I apply through there. Generally what happens once you've applied, we're all quite quick here, and it'll go through our administration department, and then we'll set up an interview really within a few weeks. Obviously we're still practicing remote interviews, and we'll invite you to a Teams meeting or even just over the telephone. You'll be asked to do a little bit of pre-interview work, and obviously produce a current report from your school, or even, you know, you know, something from if you were working in the industry, a reference or something like that on there. Generally, you will do your course over 4 days in the first year. Some of that will be, as I said, work experience in our restaurant or in our canteen, but you'll have 2 bespoke cookery classes, one in what we call pastry, so that's all your puddings and your pastry dishes and things like that, and also one in larder, which is all your sort of main courses and things like that. You'll develop, you know, skills from the start, from the outset, based on using your knife properly, you know, following hygiene and safety regulations from there, and then building on those skills and producing dishes through a variety of cooking processes, be it boiling, poaching, steaming, all the way through to stewing and braising. And throughout that year, you're going to receive some testing, some tests, you know, some cookery tests throughout there, and also some knowledge tests just to test your understanding about what you're doing. In year 2, it gets a bit more commodity based. So you're working with commodities like poultry, meat, fish, vegetables and things like that. And then you're using those cooking processes that you've learnt in the first year and producing dishes in the second year. The way it works, you know, with first years, we sort of look at you as trainee chefs, or what we call commis chefs in the industry. When you move on to your second year, you're moving up to what we call section heads or section chefs or chef de parties. So I do mention quite a lot of French terms, and you will learn a lot of French terms and a lot of French processes because our professional cookery courses are based on classic French cuisine on there. After the 2 years, you are either qualified as a chef or qualified as a you know, food service assistant, so you can take those skills away with you and go straight into the industry on there. Other avenues really is we do have a really good work experience program external to the college, so we have a lot of business partners. It's sort of a little bit different at the moment with the current climate, but we do work with a charity called the Chefs Forum, who put us in touch with employers and chefs who work out in the industry, and they end up offering, you know, some really good work experience opportunities for you to practice there and possibly go on to employment or onto apprenticeships. So apprenticeships is a growing sort of arm of our area now, and we currently teach a number of apprentices from local businesses to the commis chef standard, if you follow apprenticeship, but we also work with P&O ferries, and we are currently training a number of their maritime caterer apprentices as well. So they'll come on a day release and learn all the cookery skills they need to use on the ship. So there's, you know, there's definitely a huge amount of opportunities for you to move on to on there. After the 2 years, there is an option to move on to a third year, and this is more of a supervisory level. So it could be in professional cookery, where you'll be acting sort of as a sous chef within our restaurant kitchen. You'll hopefully work in a reputable restaurant or catering business to help you practice those skills that you're learning in college on there. Or it could be more a front of house role. So, you know, currently we have 4 students that are, you know, fronting our restaurant and will supervise a restaurant operation and develop those skills in that area. With our sort of destinations, we've been really lucky with what jobs, you know, some of our students have got onto. With last year, obviously, it's a little bit difficult with the lockdown, but we tend to have around about 95 to up to 98 we had in 1 year, what we call students either going on to higher education or further education, or into the industry itself. And more students are going down the apprenticeship route along there as well. So that's something, you know, you could be thinking about as well on there. So, you know, that's a sort of quick stop tour really of what the Culinary Academy is all about. Feel free to ask any questions, any specific questions that you might want to know. You know, I'll hand over back to Sian.
Thank you, Duncan. That was brilliant insight. If you just want to pop the Q&A box up on your screen, it's at the bottom of the Zoom bar, and then work through the questions and enjoy, hopefully.
Okay.
Yep,
Right.
perfect.
So first one that's come through is about entry requirements. So I did touch on that. Ideally for our diploma programs, we'd like you to have a 3 or a 4 in English and maths. That'll help towards that. However, you know, with a genuine passion to, you know, to be in the hospitality industry or to be a chef, we will take, you know, students onto our programs with less qualifications at that. But it may mean that you'd be on what we call our certificate-based program, with a view to you working on your maths and English to getting you up onto the diploma stage. Can I go to uni after the course? Is one of the questions on there. So generally these are craft-based qualifications. So it works slightly different to, you know, your GCSEs being equivalent to level 2, and then your A levels equivalent to level 3. Because it's craft-based, we tend to start on the diplomas at level 1, so you're learning the basic skills and, you know, the classic French cuisine, and moving up onto level 2, where you are qualified in the eyes of the industry. Some of our level 3 programs, be it the BTEC at Dartford, and some of our level 3s that we're looking at for the future, would give you some what we call UCAS points to move on to further study in higher education. So that, you know, there is a possibility on there. What are your success rates? Success rates last year was 94, I think, %. Obviously, a very funny year last year, because obviously in March everyone went into lockdown. But all our courses, all our professional cookery courses, what we call adapted qualifications. So whereas you may have got your GCSEs, or people who came out had their GCSEs based on the teachers' predictions, we had to adapt our qualifications. So you did find me cooking on Instagram. We had to do some online questioning, things like that. So we had 94% based on that, which is a really good year for us. But generally, we're looking at in sort of mid-90s, 96% success rates on there. Have you had any students that have gone to do really well in the industry? Right, yes, is the quick answer. So we've had one of our chefs who went off to work at the Savoy and is now moved on to the Four Seasons in London. We've had one of our chefs who was with us a fair time ago, who went off and worked at the Ritz in London, and now is working at a 3 Michelin star restaurant in New York called Per Se on there. So yes, we have. But however, it's a massive industry, and you know, we've got chefs that have gone through a level 2 qualification who's now running a kitchen in a care home locally. We've had some that have gone to work at Blue Water in some of the national restaurants, chains and things like that, and are doing really well. What days and hours will I be expected to be in? Right, so as I said before, it's around about 4 days. So some of that is made up with work experience hours. So you'd be expected to do around about 6 hours a week work experience on there. And yeah, generally 4 days on there. How do you apply? As I said, on our website, it's the best way because it's straight on when you click on North Kent College on there. Or you can email us, you can phone us up, you'll always get through on there. So is the event management course part of this? Right, we teach some of our Dartford students that are working on a qualification called Hospitality and Event Planning. And they come over to 1 day a week where they learn some cookery skills with my colleague Keith, and they do some front of house skills with me in the restaurant area. So yes, they do. It is just 1 day a week. It's based mainly at Dartford, but it'll give you really good insight into the sort of food and beverage side of the hospitality industry and the events industry. Do you teach silver service? Yes, we do. It is part of our professional food service diploma where they have to serve silver service. Generally, it will be not a full silver service. It will be maybe a function silver service or serving vegetables and things with the main meat dish on the plate. How many people in the class? So with our certificate programs, they tend to be slightly smaller classes of about 8, but generally we're running our level 1 programs with about 12 in the class on there. My eyes are going now. Do you offer apprenticeships? We do. A little bit of more information about apprenticeship. So apprenticeship is an employer based. So really you need to have, if you're looking for an apprenticeship, come on to our full-time programs with a view to talking to employers about whether they take you on as an apprentice. So this year we've got one young lad who's just been offered a Royal Navy apprenticeship. So he's going to be leaving us in February or March time, February. He's going to go on to into the Royal Navy and be an apprentice with them. So it's a great stepping stone from our courses to move on to there. Obviously, we've got links with employers, and we've got links with employers that want to take on students to work for them and apprenticeships. Right, can you tell us more about the remote talk from Bradley? Right, Bradley Cross is the kitchen manager at the Manoir, which is based in Oxfordshire. It's a 2 Michelin-starred restaurant and hotel. And he came on live with our level 2 and level 3, or year 2 and year 3 students to work on, to talk to us about his experiences in the industry and how he'd worked his way up and worked, into fine dining and gone on from that. He was about, I think he was about 26. So he'd sort of gone through the college side of it, got a job there, stayed there for a few years, went off to work somewhere else, and then came back because he loved it so much, and just talked about, the sort of day to day, what to expect, and it isn't all long hours and that type of thing, but what he was getting out of it. So it's quite rewarding for that. Do you offer work placements? Right, so work placements, we do offer work placements as a college. So currently we have a number of students that are recording some of their work hours that they're doing with their part-time jobs as their work placements. On your year 2 and year 3 program, there's an expectation that you do work with local employers and you record a number of hours, working in those sort of places on there. Where are we? What is the Culinary Academy? Now, as I said sort of at the beginning, it was really a name that we as a team sort of got together because based on, you know, not just giving students qualifications, but giving them life skills, giving them, you know, opportunities to work in the industry, for, you know, having chefs coming in doing demonstrations, even, you know, be it you know, live at the moment on there. So, you know, it was just to showcase really what we're all about. We're not just a course you're going to come on. It's really, you know, experience to work, you know, in the industry and be, you know, a reputable sort of trainer really in the industry. Are there any facilities we can use on campus, e.g. a library? Yeah, there is. You know, we have a lot of our resources that are available online, but we have our own sort of, we call learning technology centre. It isn't just the library, but it has, you know, online access. You can do some of your work there, and you can do, you know, you can even hire videos and that's that type of thing, or DVDs as they have now on there. Do you take mature learners? Yes, we do. We tend to take mature learners through, if they've got some experience in the industry, that is great. But we do usually take them on to our, you know, diploma and advanced diploma levels on there. Entry requirements, ideally maths and English, because it will help you sort of access the knowledge side of the of the program. But yeah, we have a number that will come each year onto our main programs. Do you have to pay for anything for the course? Yes, yeah, it isn't all. I mean, if you're 16 to 18, obviously the government pay for your education sort of program on there. But obviously, because we're professional, you can see now I'm wearing my chef's whites in there. So it costs around about £200 for your kit, for be it front of house in the restaurant, and your professional knives, safety shoes, and your whites that you need to think about before starting on one of our courses. There is sort of financial support within the college, and that's sort of a means tested application, but definitely, you know, I'd inquire about that. What are the units included on the course, and how much time do you spend on each unit? Right, that's our sort of main units are the cookery units. So it will be, you'll look at probably 3.5 hours, well, 7 hours in total cookery classes. So 3.5 hour sessions each on there. And that will be, you're looking at boiling, poaching and steaming, deep and shallow frying, stewing and braising, you know, and those that we'll work on practically throughout the year. So you will have a focus, and some of your tests be on a specific particular cooking process. But on the back of that, about an hour a week is spent on your food theory. So understanding what's happening in those processes and examples of what can be cooked in those processes, as well as some knowledge about the industry as a whole. So be it health and safety, hospitality industry, food safety, and nutrition and things like that will be sort of taught mainly in the classroom, but demonstrated when you're cooking in the kitchen on that. Okay. Many more questions. What uni do your students progress onto? Right, for as I sort of explained a little bit before, the qualifications we deliver are craft-based qualifications. So it's only when you get to the level 3 sort of levels you can start, you know, gaining your what we call UCAS points to help you into university. So I have one young lady who's with me at the moment doing our level 3 hospitality supervision, and she is using her qualification to gain onto a foundation degree in hospitality. So that's the sort of what do you call it, a starter sort of degree course that will get you onto a full-time degree course. So as I say, it wouldn't get you straight onto degree level, but it will give you a stepping stone on there. Right. Can we work within the college to gain experience easy in the canteen? Yes, you can. So we work in the gallery restaurant when it's open to customers, but students will also work down in the canteen. So we do design and deliver quite a few grab and go dishes that will go out to students, and they gives you a chance to sort of try out some things down there. Our level 2s that are studying the food and beverage side of it, or the food service side of it, will do barista training in our sort of posh coffee areas, I like to call it, downstairs as well. And our level 3s will do some of their supervisory work down there with students and staff down there as well. Is there support for people with learning difficulties? We have an excellent learning, a support department here. And we obviously have a number of students that require some support, for them to move through the programme and on to subsequent programmes. So we're lucky enough to have learning support in both our practical classes and in our theory classes. So yeah, it's really good here. Is there any cooking competitions we can be part of? Yes, there is. We are looking at the moment to do a virtual cooking competition with the KFE, which is the Kent FE colleges. So it's more of a Kent-based one, and we have entered those. Obviously, last year we went into lockdown, so that didn't happen. But previous, so we've all got together and we have chefs doing their cookery skills, cookery competitions, and we have front of house students doing their front of house skills, be it flambe, which is cooking at the table, barista, which is making your posh coffees, and cocktails and things. So yeah, it's great on there. What's the ratio between cooking lessons and how to present dishes? Okay. All right, so the ratio of cooking lessons, you're looking at about 75, 80% is practical based. So be it you practicing those skills in the restaurant or the canteen kitchens, or in our bespoke sort of cookery sessions that we have going on to develop those skills. Okay, I hope that helped.
Perfect, Duncan. Thank you very much for that insight. There's been a few latecomers coming to the event, so I'm just going to replay the videos that they missed at the beginning. So please enjoy. So I hope you have all enjoyed the insight to Duncan and his area. It's been absolutely amazing. I hope you've all really enjoyed it, and enjoyed obviously the video content that we've shared with you today as well. If you are interested in applying, then please visit our website. On our homepage at the very top right hand corner, there is a lovely pink apply online button. If you click that and then obviously work your way through the website application process. If you want a little bit more information or a little bit more one-to-one support, then please feel free to get in contact. There will be a follow-up email to all of those that have pre-registered to the event with contact details. But if you are watching on Facebook, you can head over to the event page and there will be details there as well that you can get in contact with us by. So yes, thank you, Duncan. And obviously thank you to everybody that has viewed us this evening, and have a lovely evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.